you've been feeling like you're doing everything right in business, yet you still feel burnt out, you feel tired, you feel like you're constantly proving yourself, or you feel like you're constantly chasing, this video is for you. Today, we are talking about dark feminine energy in business, what it is, what is not, and how the women who embody this energy always seem to do less and receive more. This energy is not manipulative. It is not constraining. It is not cold-hearted. It is not aggressive. It doesn't push. What it is authority without force. It is power without burnouts. And this shift right here is part of the woman who does not need to ask anyone for permission to do anything. She knows that all of her decisions are right, and all of her decisions will lead her straight to her abundance, straight to her gold. Dark feminine energy is a container. It is a container for your vision, for your emotions, for your worth, without having it leak everywhere. Dark feminine energy, she doesn't over-explain. She doesn't have to explain why her prices are so high, why she has these really high standards, or why she holds herself to a certain extent. She doesn't over-explain. She doesn't rush to respond. And she doesn't beg to be chosen. She doesn't beg to be chosen by her clients, by people. She knows her worth because she knows her container. And she protects that container of worth, her vision, her emotions. She doesn't collapse when there's uncertainty. She doesn't go cry and say, you know what, I'm giving up, I have failed, I am done. When there is uncertainty, she knows she has power to reverse it, and she can keep going in life. She knows how to move mountains because of her faith. Her faith in herself, her faith in her business, and in her vision, her ideas. She is rooted. She is so grounded and she is so rooted. She moves from self-trust. She trusts herself enough to say, no matter what happens in life, this is for me. It is not going against me. And I'm not in a rush. There is no urgency here. I am not in a rush to go anywhere because I trust myself, I trust my vision, and I trust my container. The container that she's trying to protect. Whenever this woman walks in a room, her energy is so heavy. You know why it's so heavy? Because even if she can be quiet, she can be so quiet, but when these kind of women walk into a room, people can feel her energy because she's so rooted in herself, her self-worth, her value. She trusts the universe, she trusts God, she trusts that her vision is coming true, whether it is a small vision or a big vision. She knows it. Dark feminine energy doesn't need for everyone to be like, oh, like, choose me, pick me. No, she walks into that room. She doesn't need to convince anyone. She doesn't need to convince you. Why? Because you can feel her. You can feel her energy. That is what dark feminine energy is. Number one trait, detaching yourself from outcomes. This one changed everything for me. Dark feminine energy women care so deeply, but they are not defined by their outcomes. They do not let their outcomes define their worth. They do not spiral when they make a launch in their business and people aren't seeing it. They don't spiral. They don't internalize no as rejection. They don't panic and lower their prices out of fear because they trust in themselves. They trust in their circle. They trust that their vision, their mission, and their purpose, their emotions are safe because they are the container, they are the protection for everything around them. And let me be clear, just because you don't internalize a no as rejection, it does not mean that you are numb. It is called grounding. You are grounding yourself. By having more boundaries, you are fully grounding yourself and your self-worth. Containment over oversharing. This one was hard for me at first because growing up we were taught that The more you share your story, the more that you put yourself out there, the more that you're building connections. But feminine energy is discernment. It is knowing that not everyone deserves your time. Not everyone deserves your love. Not everyone deserves to know your story, and not everyone deserves access to you. This doesn't make you cold. This doesn't make you a bad person. This actually makes you valuable because you know your worth and you know that your value is set on your standards, on protecting yourself. And you stop oversharing, you stop over-explaining, you stop committing to people who are not committed to you. And when you protect your sacred container of your dark feminine energy, you are putting it out there and saying that my energy is so sacred. And when you believe that your energy is sacred, that is when people start respecting you more. Trait number 3, boundaries that create safety. This is something not a lot of people talk about. The more grounded that you are with your boundaries, the more that people feel safe around you. Dark feminine energy women hold clear policies. They don't bend the rules just to be liked. They hold contracts without guilt, and this is called stability. Stability feels luxurious. Stability feels trustworthy. Stability is what people pay for. Stability quiets down your nervous system, and it teaches people how to treat you. Dark feminine energy women don't build businesses to prove their worth. They build businesses to reflect the worth that they've already claimed inside of them. I want you to remember that you don't need to force power. You don't need to clench onto it. You just need to hold it to unlock your abundance. And I would love for you to comment, like, subscribe, and share with another woman who also wants to get into her dark feminine energy journey. If you would like a one-on-one coaching, please go to www.sacredsoulleaves.com and you can see future retreats, future courses, and so much more. I love you. Bye.